Good morning. Today we'll be talking about Aristotle's six elements again, this time focusing on the second two, character and theme. Again, a reminder that these are the six, and that these are the six that we'll be looking at for each historical genre and each play or movie that we talk about in this class. I'll be asking you to consider the plot, the character, the theme, the diction, the music, and the spectacle for each one of these things. Character. We talked in the last lecture about character and plot. If you'll remember that we said that you can't have a plot without character, and you can't have a character without plot, because plot, being the sequence of actions, reveals who the characters are, because Aristotle said characters are revealed by what they do to themselves, by what they do to other people, by what they do to the environment, by what they do to the gods, by what they do to society. And this holds true not only in plays, but in life. When you think about the people you know, they are defined to you the kind of person they really are. You think about the kind of actions that they do. In Aristotle, in plays, we talk about characters needing two conditions to be considered a character in a play. First of all, they must have free will. The actions they do must be things that they pick. Free will. Why? Well, if they didn't have free will, if they did things that they had to or were forced to do, that doesn't really reveal anything about who they are, because their character, personality is revealed by the choices that they make and how they execute those choices. And when they make these choices, they cause actions, which causes all of the other entities, the people, the other sides of themselves, the society, the gods, to do things back to them. So we have this, remember, complication, discovery, conflict process going on throughout the play, in which everybody's character is revealed. So they must cause action, and the actions that they cause must be things that they chose to do. Aristotle said, characters are revealed by what they do. So what does this mean by what they do? Well, if there was one big title for this slide, it would be character equals do, because all of these other things that we talk about are part of what they do, or part of their actions. For example, the way that people talk, the words they pick, the dialect they pick, that's part of what they do. The environment they choose to be in, that's part of what they do. The vocabulary words that they use, that's part of what they do. The costumes that they wear, or the clothes in real life, those being costumes too, reveal who these people are. The props that they carry, the bags, the kind of bags, the kind of, if they wear guns or whatever, that's part of who they are. That's part of what they do. So actions is really all of these, even their physicality, because to a certain extent we have control over some aspects of our physicality. So even that would be considered in plays, anyway, part of what they do. On a more discrete level, people, what they say about other people, what they say about themselves, how they treat other people, how they talk to other people, how they dress in front of other people, all of that reveals who these people are. Consider somebody that you know. Notice how you focus on, you don't even see them as a person. I don't mean that. You don't even see them as a specific person. You have this image of them in your own mind. And oftentimes when you see them again, you're startled. And that image is based on the composite of all of their actions and the way that they treat you and the way that the things that they do when they're around you. And they may do other things, be a completely different person when they're around other people. sometimes I take my students in a group, we go camping, and I think that I know them until we go camping. Well, you put people that you think you know out in the woods for 3 days. Um, they are different people. Or you think you know somebody, and then you go to their house, and their house is nothing like you thought it would be. Or you get in their car, and the car is trashed. It's nothing like you thought it would be. So again, character revealed by their actions. And we've mentioned many of these things, but I refer to the very last one on this slide, story of the young man in the Union. So it was, and I think this really illustrates what I'm talking about. It was the beginning of the fall semester a couple of years ago. I was all dogged down in painty jeans, painty ripped jeans, painty old T-shirt because I was building in the scene shop the days before classes started. And the Union was just jammed with people catching coffee and catching a snack. And I snagged like the last free table, and I was just sitting there, just taking it easy, trying to catch my breath, drinking my coffee. And I noticed this young man, probably about 23, 24 years old, came out holding a coffee, looked around, could see no other free chairs anywhere in the room. So he defaulted to sit at my table. Well, he was a bit nervous because he didn't know me, and I was just tired, so I just wanted to not talk. So I just listened. So he sat down, introduced himself, and started talking about his life. Well, it turned out he had worked several summers as a carpenter. And I'm thinking, whoa, wow. Maybe I could put this guy on work study. I need somebody that could be building with me like right now in the shop. And then he switched to sports and stuff. Turned out he was a snook fisherman. And I went, oh my goodness. My boys had recently left for Orlando, and I could really use somebody to fish with because you go out at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not something you like to do by yourself. I thought, and maybe he knows some snook spots that I don't really know about. So he's talking and talking and talking, literally nonstop for half an hour. I hadn't said boo, hadn't really even introduced myself. And I'm just about to open my mouth and introduce that I'm a faculty member here. I'd like to hire him, have him come out in the boat, maybe go fishing sometime. And just before I say that, this girl walks by. She's probably slightly younger than him, attractive young girl. And she says, oh, hi, hi. She waves at him, and he waves, smiles back. And then she proceeds to go about 4 or 5 tables away to sit with her friends. As soon as she's out of earshot, he leans across the table to me and says, wow, that girl is such a skank. I about died. And then he proceeded to tell me in great detail all about her activities with other guys. And I'm thinking, why in the world are you telling me this? I'm an old man. I don't want to know this. I don't know you. I don't know her. In fact, I don't even know if what you're telling me about her is true. Stop. Well, I couldn't get out of there fast enough. I quickly excused myself, took the long way back to the theater to make sure that he wouldn't find out that I actually had a place to be on campus, and then avoided going to the Union for like 2 months because I didn't want him to see me there and acknowledge that that he knew me or knew who I was. Because if he told me, a complete stranger, truth or lies about her, what in the world would he tell other people about me? Lies. His action, without question, was to betray her. That's who he really was, not this nice guy that could build sets and catch snook. He was a guy that lied and betrayed to inflate his own ego. That's who he was. That was his character. 30 minutes. Nice, nice guy. Nice, nice guy. One action revealed who he really was. Characters are revealed by their actions in plays. Third Aristotle element is theme. And this is a pretty short discussion. Theme is just like we talk about theme in novels and poems. Theme is the author's meaning of the play, what they want you to get out of the play. Theme is not the plot. Theme is not the story. Theme is not the subject matter. Theme is what you take away from the story, having heard the story. Theme is the message. What tools does the author use? Well, the primary tools that they use are symbols. Everything, every color, every image, every prop, every item, every piece of costume, everything in a book or a play, every word, every sound is there for a reason. It's been picked to help communicate the experience of the play, the message of the play. Oftentimes in plays or movies, they're experiential messages. You learn because you have lived through the lives of the characters. So nothing is random. It's all like a cartoon. Somebody drew everything in a cartoon, and that's the same way in a play or a movie. Somebody picked everything for a purpose, and that purpose is so that you can see, feel, think, experience the world, and believe or learn what the author wants you to learn about it. We'll now go on to the last three Aristotle items: diction, music, and spectacle. See you next time.